How many people are on?
I don't know.
100?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I need confirmation that you guys can see us and hear us. Can you see and hear us? See and hear? I feel like I'm telling you to steal third. Great. Confirmed. Hi, guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the September Livestream Q&A. We've got Reed and Mike here. Josh is all the way in the back. Wave, Josh. So Josh is he's here, but he's not here. He's working on other non-sneak attack related or non-podcast related responsibilities. We wish him the best in his endeavors. He's fired. So anywho, welcome to the live stream Q&A. I hope that you're all having a fantastic weekend so far. As per the usual, guys, for those of you that have been here a long time, this will be pretty familiar. For those of you who are new, here's how this works. If you have a question you would like to ask myself or Mike, I think Danny will be coming as well. Then just put in your comment, all caps, question, then the question. So whatever it is that you want to ask, question, then your question. And that will jump out at us as we're scrolling through, and we can make sure that we're seeing it come in. First thing, right off the bat, Mike, your hair looks nice.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Cass.
There we go. So, how's your week been?
It's been good.
Yeah.
We beat Borderlands.
We beat Borderlands 3. That game's bad.
We did it. It's cringy.
It's very cringy.
In the worst way.
Yeah, legitimately like the worst way. Nicholas, question like this. Exactly like that, Nicholas. Exactly like that.
Good job.
Nicholas Sandoval, welcome. I don't know that I necessarily have recognized that name before. So if this is your first time here, welcome. Hi, Nicholas. Wing Lady asks, bad in a bad way. Yeah, the story is super bad. I mean,
game's good.
Fun to play. Story is I wish they would have had no story. Just like isolated little mini vignette missions and no story. That's how bad the story was.
DLC will be good then.
DLC, hopefully they got something lined up to actually fix that abomination. So yeah, we beat Borderlands yesterday. Literally one of the cringiest, most hilarious moments I've ever experienced in a video game was at the end of the story. It was so we're playing online. We're not in the same room. I'm crying, laughing at how terrible this is. I'm sweating like doubled over. And Mike had already beaten the game. He's still laughing really hard at just how terrible it is. And like legitimately, as bad as you think an ending could be, it was worse and hilarious. But not in it wasn't intentionally hilarious. It was so bad. Anywho, yeah, it feels good. 7 years. They waited 7 years to give us that story. Chiefs are playing right now. If I suddenly react in an unexpected manner, it's because my wife texted me a score update. That's not why I have my phone out. I have my phone out for the chat. You can even see me and Mike on my phone. I have my phone for the chat, but if I just go like this or you got that, you'll know that I've gotten a score update. Question: how's the game going? Are you talking about Sneak Attack? Because that's a game.
Game of life.
The game of life. The game of parenthood.
Sneak Attack.
Or you just mean the football game? Because I'd be happy to talk to you about the football game. You need a split screen, chat and football. I agree with you, Christine. But I figured I want to prioritize you guys. You guys are the most important thing right now. So as much as I would love to be watching the Chiefs game, it's a little closer than I would have liked. I'm prioritizing you guys. Pogs and the champ. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Wing Lady is here, or maybe Girdle is not, because I know the Bills are playing right now. They're playing the Patriots. That could be a fun game. You and me both. Mahomes is my starting QB. Let's go. Yeah, Mahomes is having a little bit of a rough day today, but it's okay. Everyone has bad days. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. That's a Miley Cyrus song.
All right. It's the climb.
It's the climb. That's right. Mike looked so distressed when Reed said Pogs and the champ. I'll just glide right past that. Girdle's out of friends, so I could take a nap. That's awesome. Good for Girdle. Pogs for Girdle. We got a question. My chat is like 5 seconds behind what I see on this. Here we go. Okay. This question is from Catherine Godwin. What's up, Catherine? Or is it Catherine? Am I saying Catherine wrong? I'm an idiot.
Whatever we want.
Question, maybe asked before, but what would your Volume 1 character think of your Volume 2 character? Read what would some of the NPCs think of each other? That's a good question. What would Milo or Sherwood think of Chip?
I think they would like him.
I think Milo would be in love with him.
Yeah. That'd be a cool pair.
Yeah. Oh, I would. Well, that could be a pair. We could have that pairing in the Halloween episode. Well, probably not, because there's not going to be Volume 2 PCs, because that wouldn't work for fantasy. But still, you could play with Milo, like not as Milo, but someone else could be Milo, and you could play with them.
Yikes!
We kind of we revealed that. We revealed that, yeah, in the bonus podcast. So look forward to that. If you guys didn't know, we're doing a Halloween episode. We're going back to fantasy for a one-shot set in Brannis.
We miss it.
Any PC is available, and we're gonna draw names from a hat right before, so we won't know who we're playing until right before. It's gonna be great.
Anybody's PC.
So it could be like Josh could play DJ Switch. You could play Brenna.
Oh no!
It'd be fun. Okay.
What about your PC?
Oh, my NPCs.
Yeah, NPCs.
I think that some of my NPCs would get along with my new NPCs. It's great. I feel like Gin Rummy and Red Fred would be like BFFs. They would be absolute best friends.
Any of them that do Spider-Man meme to each other?
Yeah, any of the Spider-Man meme? I would say maybe. Oh, that's a good question. Sagart and Tegan might Spider-Man meme two Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Sagart and Tegan, maybe. Like, especially early Tegan. And I know you guys are thinking to yourselves, that doesn't make any sense. Think about it. It's up there. Wing Ladies, Halloween episode. You say yes, Halloween episode. Official. It's going to come out on its own. It's not going to be a Friday release. It's going to be its own one-shot thing. It's going to be a blast. I'm so freaking in love with the Halloween episode idea. Yes. That was my reaction to you, not a score. Question, this from Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Thinking about the Halloween episode idea from the bonus podcast, which PC made by another player would you want to play? Oh, that's a really good question.
Would I want to play?
Yeah, but can't be one of your own.
Okay, I would probably play
Akio and just jump off a cliff
so I could kill him. I would have a lot of fun, I think, playing Greg. So I hope I get one of Josh's characters.
Yeah.
Not because he's in the room or he can hear me, but I'd be excited to do that.
That's funny. You want to? Are you, Josh? Are you off headphones? Do you want to chime in on that?
Josh wants to.
I can't hear what you guys are talking about.
Oh, which PC for the Halloween episode would you want to play?
Mook.
No, it can't be one of your own.
Straight Moog.
You said Moog.
That's not gonna be it.
Without hesitation, Mook. But if I had to pick somebody else, Brenna, probably.
Okay. He said Brenna.
Okay.
If you
Or
can't.
Sherwood. I would do my annoying Sherwood voice the entire time.
He said Brenna or Sherwood, which is funny because Mike picked Greg.
And I said
Sherwood.
I said it in a nice way too.
He did say it in a nice way.
Not in a rude way.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
feels bad, man.
It'd be nice to be the darling of the show for once.
For once, he says, "Oh, Megalol."
Put your headphones on.
Yeah, get out of here. People can't hear you. Ooh, this is fun. Question, Mike. What PC are you hoping not to draw from the hat?
Well, here's the thing. I think. So, do we have to know backstories a lot?
No, it'll be a one shot like that.
Can I be my own? Can I pick my own characters too?
It's possible.
Okay, so I wouldn't want to play Sherwood. I feel like that has been. I don't know. I don't know how to play Sherwood anymore, and I like him being just another character. I just have to play myself, I guess. But yeah, I think Sherwood or what's some weird any of the Dino 90210, like all those terrible characters that they made, Danny especially and Josh. Those are trash. Those are hot trash characters, and I would never want to play those.
Oh. That's great.
Okay. Sorry, Dan, who's not here, but that's what you get.
Yeah. Again, Dan is supposed to be here. He said he might be a little. I don't know exactly what's up.
He's gonna make it to the recording.
Yeah. He'll show up at like 3:50.
Hey guys.
Cool. So that's all for. Oh nope, another question just came in. Updating on my phone now. There it is. Question: if someone draws DJ Switch, will you do the auto tune? That's a good question, Alan. I was actually just thinking that in my head as we were talking about it. Because I'm not editing, and I know the person who is editing the episodes is very capable, I'm going to say that should be doable. Should be no problem.
That'd be fun.
To have auto-tune if someone picks DJ Switch. Question, this is from Christine. Will you draw the names before you figure out the story for the one-shot, or will you all show up and then draw? Yeah, it'll be like they're going to draw names, and then we're going to start recording, like almost like that. We might even do it on mic, so like we know, like we get those reactions on the episode. So
that'd be good.
Yeah, so that'd be fun. Obviously, we're gonna lean into it a little bit. No one's gonna know, like if someone gets a Kyo, we're probably just gonna like play hard and loose with like what spells everyone gets or spell slots or like, wait, could I do that? I don't care. We're just gonna have fun with it. Again, this is a one shot
for goofs.
Yeah, this is a one shot. There's no wrong answers here. Speaking of goofs,
speaking of
wrong answers,
speaking of goofing around, your man, the only, the Asian persuasion, Dan. How's it going, fam? Glad you could be here. Daniel. Oh, we should ask Dan the questions.
Yeah, excellent observation. So we're telling them about the Halloween one shot we're doing.
Ooh, confirmed.
All right,
let's go.
So we are doing the draw your character before we play. So
any character from anything we've done.
So who, apart from yourself, who would you want to play?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, it gives me a lot of anxiety thinking about all the characters being in a hat and having to draw one. Would we have to play true to that character?
You couldn't just be like blah blah blah. I'm stupid. I cut my throat.
I couldn't be like Greg and go on like a murderous rampage.
No, Greg wouldn't do that.
To the best of your ability.
To the best of my ability. DJ Switch.
Fair. So now the opposite. Which character would you not want to draw?
Kyo.
Brenna. I couldn't hold the group together and make the right decisions.
Oh, too much responsibility.
Too much responsibility. Couldn't do it.
Fair enough. I appreciate the honesty. All right, so yeah, there we are. What's up, Alex? David, good to see you guys. We're pretty light on questions today. So just want to encourage you guys, if you have any questions. I know we're 5-6 episodes into season 2 right now. So if you want any questions, if you have any questions about the season 2, us as people,
us as dads.
We can just talk about Josh because he's behind us, but apparently can't hear us.
So he can't. You're earplugs in?
No, he's just
I
ignoring
can
us.
hear you now because I'm not playing anything.
Oh, boo.
Okay, all the questions I can think of is just asking you for season 2 spoilers. Well, I appreciate the restraint. Then that's nice. Amelia, question: we get a glimpse in the official art, but what is the clothing culture of the new races? Clothing culture?
Ooh.
Is that like cancel culture?
It's right up there. What's the culture like?
Yeah. Very ethnic.
Very garbage.
What does that even mean?
It's
Very ethnic.
it's a blanket answer.
Is it functional?
It's
Is there fashion?
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely fashion.
form or function.
Okay.
Or
Okay. No, I can do that. I can do that. Okay. That ended up turning into an okay question.
What's the palette? Are
Um,
they seasonal colors?
Brax definitely function. Honestly, very little. They're not very concerned with covering. They more feel like their skin is like enough protection.
Wow. Same.
So it's going to be just a lot of basic, very tribal, very minimal, but very steeped in function and purpose. Praetorians depends on the class. Like Praetorian, like miners, going to be very neutral colors, very hard, heavy denim, thick fabrics. But Praetorian, like royalty, wealthy Praetorians, going to go super lush, super lavish. They're going to be the lots of robes, lots of silks, very expensive. Bacarians are going to be a lot more function, but in a different way, because Bacarians can be killed so easily by so many things. They're oftentimes thinking about protecting themselves, whether that be from airborne contaminants or protecting their squishy bodies. So almost every Bacarian is going to naturally just be wearing some kind of armored suit, even if it's just like thicker fabric or like a leather, something that will protect them just from a basic aggravated assault, as well as all the way up to really, really intense fights. Humans are going to be pretty similar. Think streetwear, think totally all over the board, but exactly kind of like what you see now. What am I missing? Turellians, I think Turellians would probably be similar to humans. They all look very similar from a like physical appearance, not necessarily like color of their skin, but they all look very similar from just like a silhouette. So they're going to try and do everything they can to distinguish themselves with clothing. So very much more into fashion than into function. And bionics can be whatever they want. So, you know.
Wow.
I think
You did it.
I did it.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad.
Did I miss one?
I don't
think
know.
so. I think
I missed Ardent.
No one cares.
Yeah, Ardent would probably be a good mixture of both, because they're very passionate about what they're excited about. So I think it could be a good mixture of both for them. What's Ethan's next goal for augments? Like, what do you want to get augmented next?
Your brain.
Ooh.
Got him.
I've been wanting to do something with my eyes, but I haven't figured out what exactly I'm looking for.
My brand. No. It's like one of my favorite commercials.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll figure something crazy out.
Yeah, we'll lay the track as we're going. Question: why is Josh being a faraway loser? Okay, that's not.
Come on, guys.
I didn't write that. He's working on actual work. So,
And we're goofing.
yeah, we're just goofing off in here.
Just dad's goofing.
But it's okay. We're glad he's here in spirit.
We
But
can use his house.
He's doing important work. So, I've been saving this question up. Okay. After this from Alex, what is the Arrowhead Galaxy's equivalent of a Terrasque? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tarrasque.
What is that word?
It's pretty much like the biggest, most terrifying enemy in D&D.
Okay.
It's one of the few gargantuan enemies. Sometimes they're the size of like small islands.
Oh.
Enormous. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm choosing not to answer that question.
Oh.
So
He doesn't know.
I have more of like a visual identity of what it is, but I don't have a name for it or anything. So it wouldn't and like even if I had a name, it wouldn't mean anything. So I could call it like, the World Eater, but that doesn't like
I'm scared.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Can it be ridden?
Can it be ridden? Anything can be ridden.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If you're
Is the saddle big enough?
yeah, if you're
That's the quest.
if you're persistent enough.
Gotta build that saddle.
Question. Oh, David asked, "What about the pig guys? Aguesas aren't playable races, but they all wear cutoff vests."
They should be.
Okay, question. This is from Christine. Question: If the PCs had to have a theme song play as they entered an intergalactic wrestling ring, what song would they choose?
Oh.
What's your walk-on music?
Oh. Wow.
Folsom Prison.
Wow.
Or is it Folsom Prison Blues?
Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah. By Johnny Cash.
My prince.
Prince.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be Beastie Boys because he's a robot.
Oh,
Intergalactic.
planetary. Yeah.
Yeah, but is that the song name?
I don't think so, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Intergalactic planetary.
Yeah. Don't you tell me to what?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think any Rage Against the Machine song would also work.
Dang, tough.
Just
Yep.
work.
Tool.
Satellite
wow.
POD.
What?
Get some POD satellite up in here.
Here comes the boom. How you like me now?
How about she's just a girl, she's on fire. Have you beat Borderlands yet?
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, Dan.
Okay.
I was gonna play last night, but I was at the game when I got home and I was retired. So
Or just sick of.
And you just kept driving out of Lincoln?
It's like
not far
I
enough.
can't do it.
Not far enough.
Gotta drive away from the memories.
The pain hasn't left.
What's up? It's me, Good to see you. This from Catherine Godwin. Question: Do all the robots look similar? Can you tell the brand of robot based on its looks? That's a great question. If they're all made for a very specific purpose, is it clear? That is a great question. So you can definitely tell with like 90% certainty the manufacturer of a robot by its appearance. Some manufacturers are they specialize in tires. I don't know. Your connection is unstable.
Josh, are you downloading?
No,
No, I'm not.
I'm editing video.
Okay.
On the internet?
No.
I think we had a little hiccup there, so I apologize. Anywho, I think we're back. Yeah, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. I apologize. We just said we lost connection for a moment, but I think we're back. Can you guys say yes? You can see us again. Okay, Kaz did say, but it's back. Okay, great. Going back to Catherine's question, do all the robots look similar? No, robots can look however you want them to. If you want just like one big wheel that you roll around on instead of legs, if you want a propeller hat instead of legs to move around on, like if you just want to like float around with like an anti-gravity compartment, that's fine too. Your method of movement is totally up to you. Go crazy. Your appearance is totally up to you. The only restrictions are your movement speed is always going to be the same regardless, and your hit points and your size. You're always a medium creature. So, like beyond that, whatever your game master allows, just go nuts. I think.
What if we get you a new body? So you feel more yourself.
I mean, I really didn't explore all that.
I told you could do all
I know.
that. Yeah.
And I said, nah.
I said I want to look more or less like a human, but
a robot.
But robot.
With a
Maybe there's
mustache.
like a Build-A-Robot, like a Build-A-Bear workshop.
That's very offensive.
We can make him a.
That's very offensive.
We can make him a new body.
Wow.
New body.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of like a Build-A-Bear robot, like for just a tiny companion, but not like a playable thing.
That's fair.
Question: will we find out what augments Ethan found or what augments Lucky has? Did we not like clearly define that? I feel like we've clearly defined that.
There's something that I have in my inventory from the Templar ship. I think it's 2 of something that we have not talked about yet. We said like we'll deal with it later, but I keep forgetting to talk to you about it. It's just in my inventory. So every time we sit down and play, I'm like, oh yeah, these things. But didn't I give the one Templar body? Didn't I give it to? Yeah, I gave it to T to dismantle.
Well,
I was going to do it.
I'm pretty sure no one was allowed to do it.
I was going to do it because Josh eventually gave me the body. I was going to do it. I was taking it to my room. Then something happened. Oh, I think I got the recording.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was way later.
Then I gave it to T for scrap.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, the recording thing hasn't happened yet, Bill, by the way. So just a heads up there. Yeah, to answer your question in maybe a more official capacity, he has his perpetual motion device. He has
That's the only black market one I've got right now.
Yeah. What do you have any other augments? So
I don't think so.
I have hands.
You have sticky hands. T has impact dampeners, and Lucky has T has impact dampeners and her eye, and Lucky has his eye. That's it. Like, we gave Lucky some bonuses to strength skills for having bionic arms now, but that's not like an augment. That's just like flavor we added to his character to help reinforce the change to his person. Cool. Question from Kaz. Question: Reed, how much research have you done about space while making the new system? What's the coolest thing you've learned? That's a really cool question. Thank you, Kaz, for that. I feel like I've done a lot of research on a couple things. I've really looked into atmospheric composition. Every single planet that can be explored or is like detailed in what will be the world book, it has its own atmospheric composition, complete with like whether or not this planet is habitable, like without a filtration system, and that defines like whether or not a party could travel there. So there is roughly, I think on average, between 3 and 6 planets per system, and every race has their own system, except for bionics. And so all those planets in those systems have their own atmosphere. They have their own climates. They have their own really like biome that is unique, and some have multiple biomes. And so just being able to research, like I just researched what's Earth's and like atmospheric composition. And I was very surprised at how much of it was made up of nitrogen. I wouldn't have guessed nitrogen was a huge part of our atmosphere, but it totally is. And so then I got to do really fun things because I started researching like what would a planet with 100% oxygen atmosphere look like. And it turns out 100% oxygen atmosphere is super dangerous. But again, we breathe oxygen, so you're like, how is that possible?
Flammable?
It's not flammable. It actually almost takes the form of a liquid. It's almost like liquid in composition. So, sorry,
That's being excited about the liquid.
sorry. Chiefs just went up with 20 seconds left. Let's go, boys. And they need a touchdown because they'll be up. They'll be down 4. Great. Anywho,
Great. We win.
so just really looking into stuff like that has really been fun. Vox Tour as a planet has also been really fun because I had the idea of a planet with a super strong electromagnetism that negates all electronics. But then I wanted to know, is it even scientifically sound to have an in-phase electromagnetic symbol or signal that could cancel it out? It turns out you can. That's like a real thing. Much like as you can operate any type of radio frequency in phase with each other and negate it. That's how you do like signal noise canceling in certain speaker wire, speaker cable. You just send an identical signal in phase and it tones it out. So you can do the same thing with electromagnetism. Probably not on the scale that I'm talking about, but it's sci-fi. Like, go big or go home, you know? So yeah, it's been really fun. To sum it all up, it's been really fun. I feel like I've learned a lot, and especially a lot about things that I didn't expect to learn about. But so the research just comes out of necessity, though. Like, I wanted a planet that could do that, and then I just figured out how to make it work. So I'm trying my best, I should say, to make it scientifically plausible. That was a great question. Sorry if I was rambling. I actually really enjoyed talking about that. Question, what is the favorite part of your class? That goes to both you two.
Mine is something I don't do often enough, but it's my little replicator tool.
Yeah. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It has so many practical uses.
Oh, yeah.
And super impractical ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like that I can fly ship.
I can fly ships.
No, you can't.
I think anyone has the ability to get behind the cockpit of a ship.
Exactly.
But that leads us right into another question. Excellent question. How would a party comp work without a pilot? And we actually talked about that because Mike, before he landed on pilot, was going to be a medic. And so what we determined was any party comp that does not have a pilot in it will have to hire a pilot and to escort them around. So they could still own the ship. They could still go wherever they wanted, but then they would just have this guy on call that would fly them wherever they wanted to go. And he would take 10% of all of their collective earnings. So if the group as a whole gets 5,000 credits for doing something, they get 4,500 because this pilot gets 10%. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process. It's detailed in the world book or the handbook as like what to do in case of this situation. Because I really didn't want to try and like pigeonhole a party composition to say like you have to have a pilot, otherwise you're stuck on one planet. And I also didn't want to make it feel like pilots can only fly things, and like that beyond that their purpose is pretty limited. I wanted also to give them fun party buffs in combat, as well as the ability to really give enhancements to their ship or their flying ability. Whereas anyone can just fly, that's no big deal. But really, when you are a pilot and you're behind the sticks, you should be able to get a lot of extra bonuses because of how familiar you are with the system. Lots of good questions coming in. Thank you, you guys. This is from It's Me, You Know. Question. A while ago, there were fan theories about evil robot twins. As our robot boy got sentient, his own mind. Oh, that's you. Would that make an evil twin in his series? I'm not sure I fully understand the question about evil robot twins, but I don't think Chip is evil. I think he's just different and working through these changes that he's undergone.
Yeah, he's the same.
There's some really great character interaction coming up in probably the next 2 or 3 episodes between Chip specifically and an NPC you guys haven't met yet. And it's one of my favorite things because, well, first of all, I'll give props to Mike publicly because we were playing and there was a time where we were like talking in characters. Like I was an NPC talking to him as Chip, and I thought he was legitimately mad at me, Reed, the game master. He was so like convincing in his aggression. I was like, wait, do we need to push pause on this because this is getting too real? And then like we broke, and he was just like right back to being Mike, and it was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't say anything because that was really great. And yeah, it's like part of me assumed that is what you were doing, but you were so committing to it, and I really appreciated that. And so there's a character coming up that really helps Chip work through some of these questions that he's got rolling around in his new brain. So excited for you guys to hear that too. Question, Reed, if you were a player, what race and class would you play? Man, Bacarian for sure. I really love not only the design of Bacarians, but also just their functionality. I think that's probably one of the strongest like just images that our artist Adam came up with for the races. I love the idea of a Bacarian medic. I know I've seen that toss run. I know Mike said he was interested in that. I really think those two go really well together. But I would also like to play an ambassador because they get a lot of really great charisma-based bonuses and a lot more crowd control and buff stuff as well. So it'd be really fun to see how an ambassador would work outside of like just I guess in combat and what bonuses they can provide to their team without actually like getting all up in someone's face.
Don't they have what do they have for their class? What's their thing? The ambassador.
Their like tool is like a universal translator.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, so like right now, because no one's an ambassador, I haven't thrown a bunch of like super foreign languages at everybody. Everyone's mostly spoken common, but if one of them were to have picked an ambassador, I'd have a lot more people speak their specific language only, and so they would really require the ambassador to like be the face of this party and have to speak on behalf of them with this translator tool. So, but no one has that, so I didn't lean too heavy into it. But it is a thing.
A neutral ambassador would be an interesting party member.
That would, or like a self-serving ambassador, and that is a thing too.
Yeah.
The subclasses for ambassador are like emissary or like militant kind of thing, where like you're a person of the people. You're all about forging new bonds and expanding our current like socio-political landscape. Or there's another one that's just like, hey, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
And I know how to manipulate people to get what I want out of people. So you could totally go that way.
Neutral ambassador named Judas. Take a little cut off the top.
Think about it. Come on. Think about it.
Okay. Question. If Bacarians are like fish, can they breathe underwater? Yes.
Nice.
They can breathe underwater. And actually, they move faster underwater than they do on land, which I think is awesome. I feel like you said Bacarian Medic. I did say Bacarian Medic. Question, would Adaptive Innovations logo's initials be AI, or would they avoid anything close to suggesting artificial intelligence? We won. 4-0, baby. 4-0.
That's too easy.
Smash the tables. Smash all the tables.
Hogs in the champ.
Hogs in the champ. Adaptive Innovations, they would not do that. They would not be that blatant about it, I think. I picture it being like something really, just like a symbol that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, just kind of like the Nike swoosh kind of thing. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just like an iconography. So
corner puzzle piece.
Yeah, a corner puzzle piece. Sure. Question, could a party just take public transit or charter ships as they go? Yes, definitely. If they were going to like popular planets. But in terms of like sometimes, for example, in season 1, O'Malley gave you guys a mission to go investigate a derelict ship. Obviously, some public chartered vessel isn't going to go into some just like recess of space and drop you off. You need someone to get you there and back. So I think for sure you could take chartered vessels and save a lot of money off of like your 10% off the 10% cut. But you would still need a pilot, I think, just to go to specific destinations like a derelict ship or an asteroid or something like that.
Ride an asteroid.
Yeah, just need a big enough saddle. Just...
Hop onto this asteroid.
I like the idea of having an option between like three pilots with like a percentage chance of you making it to your destination in one piece.
Oh, like what was that game where you
in GTA when you had to pick in the
when you were selecting
people for your heist?
Yeah. There was also like an RTS or like I think it was like Assassin's Creed. You would send your guys off to different cities and be like, go do this mission, and they have like a 60% chance of success if the mission was super hard. So that would be fun too. Actually, I could see that being a fun part-time NPC to have around. And that's definitely the idea. As we went through season one of the big changes I realized that we needed to make was to really flesh out the crew of the Walter or any ship that they're flying. So I think going forward, I'm going to try and work out a way to populate the Walter with more NPCs that can provide them with better access to things now that they don't really have, like, you haven't been to Outpost Beta in a while. So like some place that can get you new weapons, new augments, like better holo shields, better biotic shields, anything like that. Just someone on the ship, and we can gamify. Just be like, okay, yeah, here it is. I have it for you right now. Why do they have it on board? Who knows? But that would be a great opportunity just to get them like leveled up faster, and also create some fun relationships with NPCs who would always be around to talk to. Like if you needed information on anything, kind of like a perpetual innkeeper who travels around with you. So I think that's definitely something we talked about in between seasons, and that's someplace we want to go. But because we've been on the same planet for the last 10 episodes, which just hasn't been available yet.
Oh, can we buy people? Like pay for people to be employed on the ship?
Wait.
Can we buy 'em?
Let's go back to your first comment.
Here's what I'm thinking. Can we pay the salary of a barkeep to have like information available to us?
Sure, yeah. Obviously, these people would get paid. Like, I'm not going to say it's going to come out of your cut or anything like that, but I think that's probably too much math and like economy building for me to handle. But yeah, Amelia says buy people and employ people are totally different things. But yes, I think if there was someone like that you were like really interested in as a character, or maybe the situation came up, you could ask them if you just want to like be a crew member on your ship. You know, I think of someone like you meet a George, for example, in Neptune's. Like if something were to ever happen to him, you could just be like, hey, we're actually taking off. Like, do you just want to come with us? He'd be like, sure. Like, I'll be your guy. And then he can be your guy. I don't know. That's not necessarily George, but that's just an example.
I like this.
Oh, dad question. This is from It's Me, You Know. Who do you guys think is the best dad in the room and in general? Best dad, I would have to go to Mike just because he's
Jesus.
Let's not forget our Heavenly Father. I don't know, probably Mike.
Mike, because I have the most kids.
Because he has the most kids.
So
by like a tenth right now. Speaking of, how is she doing? Everything still going well?
Yeah, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks out.
T minus, which 2 weeks means like due date. Like it means if she were to go in labor right now, that's full term. There you
go.
Anywho, so like Space Westra, yeah, like Spwestra. To be able to have a Spwestra.
Space Westra? Who could just teleport us places?
Well, no, not necessarily with her skills, but just someone who follows you guys around. And
I'd be down with that.
Well, yeah, but that's not how that's.
Can I hire a masseuse?
Yes,
a personal masseuse?
but I will make you pay them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
They can restore HP?
He wants to own the masseuse, though.
Yeah, he wants to implant a chip in the masseuse that they can't get more than 100 yards away from it. Restoring HP? I don't know, dog. I mean,
like 1 or 2 points.
You're going to pay like 100 credits to get 1 or 2 points of HP back?
Hey, for me, that's a lot. Okay.
That's half my health, baby.
Come on.
I don't know.
Plus, how great would it be to have a personal masseuse follow you around?
Not great. What are you talking about? How great would it be, guys? Just
big baller brand.
Well, come on our ship. We got a personal masseuse.
I feel like Chip would never let like that. Chip would draw the line at masseuse.
Yeah.
On his ship.
It's not essential.
Yeah. Like requisitions officer, great. Like information broker, great. But
a
like
repair guy.
Yeah. A chef.
Yeah.
But like masseuse? I don't know, man.
As a first employee?
As employee number 1? They get stock options? No. This question is from Alex. Question, is teleportation a thing in this world? No. Not officially. Like, yeah, I would say not officially.
Unofficially.
Well, it's like there are 3 gods who can do pretty much whatever they want, and we've already determined that faster than light travel is a thing. And in fact, there was like a black hole grenade that like displaced Ethan for like 6 seconds. So I mean, like, it depends on how you want to look at it, really, in terms of physically transporting matter from one place to another without traveling the distance in between. No. Let me just put it that way.
Not yet.
What about temporary hit points? The masseuse could generate temporary hit points.
I'd be done with that.
Okay, I can get more on board with that.
Yeah.
That's a great comment there, Amelia. Question. This is from Catherine. Are Saturn and Westra going to be included as options in the Halloween episode? Not as playable. Not as playable. They might make an appearance by me. I need to brush up on my British accent, but no, not playable.
Are we drawing right before we play?
Yes.
Yes, Dan.
How will we know
Ah!
what stats?
How I know an RP?
It doesn't matter, man. Like, it's a one shot.
Dan, it's okay. Just it's for the lulz.
It's for the lulz.
You don't have to be like, all right, where was this character at when they stopped playing?
Yeah, what's my motivation?
What's
I
the
need to
motivation?
emotionally attach to this character.
That's a first.
You need to know just how long you sit in the taxi cab.
Got him. He's left the building.
He actually went downstairs. Okay. That was funny. Question.
Burns are too hot.
Question. This is from Christine, and this is a big question. Did Fury survive the crash?
Oh, you know it.
Or was Fury in the cargo hold? Fury just
No.
got jettisoned out into space?
No,
Just, yay!
he's always in my room if he's not on my person.
Okay, fair enough. This is a good question, too. Now that Chip has a brain, what kind of music does he like?
Ooh, I don't know. He hasn't listened to. Has he listened
Kids
to
Bop?
music?
Kids
No.
Bop.
Nothing. He's open.
Oh, this would be interesting, yeah, for you to hear music for the first time and have an opinion of it.
Oh,
Because you did do smooth jazz when you were just a robot.
sad boobs.
The sad boops. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
He likes it all, I guess.
I kind of feel like you'd be naturally drawn to like a Johnny Cash kind of like country, just based on like your personality beforehand. So maybe that'd be like one remnant of your old self that you could try and like latch onto.
I like that.
Yeah. Question. This is from It's Me. That was about the hamster. We already got that. Question. Will the characters from Kelsey's one shot be in the hat for the Halloween episode? No, because that was only 2 of us, and like I'm not playing, so probably just gonna limit it to just like Volume 1 or official like Wizards D&D sanctioned one shots.
So
Not
those are-
volume 2.
No
Right.
volume 2.
No Volume 2. Yep.
Volume
like-
1, Dino
Dino 210,
and
Tome of Annihilation.
Is it taking place in Brannis?
Yes.
Tome of Annihilation. Which ones are those?
So I think that's when we did the Power Rangers thing
Josh?
with Josh's Power Rangers game.
The worst one.
So
What characters were we there?
I don't remember.
I was a Tiefling Bard.
Was I a gnome warlock?
I don't know.
Yes.
What was my name?
Don't remember.
Dang.
You were very serious.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
a bar owner. You owned a bar, and you had like a
Oh.
trapdoor or something in your bar.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I hope I don't have to be that unnamed character.
I don't.
What's his
I don't
name?
even remember who
Terrence?
I
You
was
were a
Terrence.
monk,
I was
Danny.
Terrence.
Terrence?
I was
a monk?
Terrence.
Yeah,
What was
my name?
a monk that was like
What's-
really quick to just try and kill him.
What was our names?
I
Yeah,
don't remember.
Type it in chat.
yeah. Put Pogs in the chat.
Pogs and the champ for our names.
And then names.
Hang on. Okay, thank you, Joseph.
Question. Can you please do a video recording of drawing names for the Halloween episode? That might be fun. That might be fun.
We will.
Just saying, we could video record all of our episodes if we hit that Patreon goal. Just putting that out there. You guys are doing the work.
Come on.
Let's recruit some more.
Come on.
Listen, you could raise money for a made-up organization and just throw it in the Patreon.
The Human Fund. Are you familiar with the Human Fund? Okay, we need Kanye back to try and sway Chip's musical taste. That could be fun.
Shout out Kanye.
If you can't remember the name, can it end up in the hat? No, probably not. I think like we have to have some memory of the character.
I'm gonna have to like go back and re-listen to those episodes.
Uh,
I hope we get the Colonel. Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
oh yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
The Colonel is one of those characters that, to me, really came to life right at the end. Like right when you made the swap.
Yeah.
The swap.
Gotta be that Colonel.
Yeah.
The one at the end.
We could just limit it to Volume 1 characters.
Nope. Gotta get some weird ones.
That's what we're doing.
I mean, not like one-shots.
Oh, like just the
Like
campaign.
just campaign.
We could, but that's only 6.
Yeah.
I think the fun thing would be like if Danny had to play DJ Switch, like,
Come on.
because it would just be fun to like get your interpretation of your memory of the character.
And not, are we including Poughkeepsie characters? Probably not.
Oh no,
Because that wasn't all
We
of
weren't
us.
all there.
I don't know. We weren't all there, and I don't even remember that. I just know that it was about Linus.
That was my favorite monk.
Right. Gosh, we've made a lot of characters on this show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is surprising. I completely forgot about that. Does anyone have names for us yet? For those, it was Tomb of Annihilation, I think, or no, Tome of Foes. That's what it was. Morton Kane is Tome of Foes.
Oh, here we go. Mike Edward West.
That doesn't even sound like a name.
That doesn't even
Did I
sound
make
like
that up? You're making that up.
That doesn't sound like a name you'd
You
pick.
make me say something weird? You get me? Did I get got? Nice try. Edward. Was it Edward West?
I don't know.
That might make more
I don't know.
sense. I don't know. Sounds good. I'll do it. I'll be that character.
You talked with a low voice, and it was me and you having a battle of low voice characters.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah,
We're
it
both
was
being
like,
low
it was
voice.
terrible. We were both super dramatic. Okay, so there's 8 minutes left. I'm literally listening to the episode now. Oh gosh.
Okay.
You can just not do that.
You can delete it.
Yeah, we got about 8 minutes left. So if there's anything you want to ask about us or Sneak Attack or Season 2 or Volume 2 or anything really, be sure to fire them away. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for participating. The live streams are always super fun because it's so we can never prepare for the questions that are going to come in. And you guys have asked some really good questions today, so thank you for doing that. Yeah, Dan. So how was the game yesterday? Did you enjoy yourself?
How was it being there?
Did you stay the entire time?
I did.
Wow.
It was
Disrespectful.
really rough. It was really rough.
Here's my question, because I watched about 6 minutes of the second quarter,
Mhm.
and I said to myself, "Wow, this our quarterback looks like he's never thrown a football before."
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
So, was Ohio State that good? Like, could they have legitimately beat anyone in the country yesterday?
Here's the thing.
Or did we look that bad, or is it a combination of both?
Ohio State is no slouch, but I think if you put them against Oklahoma, Clemson, Alabama, they are for sure the underdog.
Interesting. So
Uh,
we were really just that bad.
Well, I also Dobbins, their running back. I have not seen edge speed like that guy's got, and he drags people with him.
What was that other running back they got?
He's got a crazy name.
Yeah, it's really, really
Crazy
odd name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay. I thought that dude was like their star.
Master something.
Master Teagan's or
Master Teague. I think
Teague.
Master Teague is
Master
his
Teague.
name.
It's
Yeah.
like Master Teague the Third. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
that dude's there's 2 more of him. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Question: are there races inspired by elves? I tried pretty hard not to like wholesale pull from existing races for the races specifically. The classes I definitely borrowed some inspiration, but for the races I really tried to come up with my own thing. However, I will say that there are probably some races that are more elven. Praetorians, for example, very tall, slender, and they live for a really long time. I think that would probably fit the bill. But I would say they're probably not as family oriented as elves. So I tried to mix it up. Alex, question: do you ever hit something in Volume 2 that you just don't know what to do for the rules? Do you just plow through, or do you try and figure it out? That's a really good question, Alex. So this applies to me as a dungeon master, game master across any game I'm playing. If I don't immediately know the rule for something, I make a decision and move on. I don't want to bog down the session, the storyline or anything. I don't want to get too bogged down on semantics. So I just say, here's what we're going to do this time. Boom, decision made. Let's move on. And then after that, we can go dive in, look at the actual rules, determine what if it's like 5th edition, what does Wizards actually say on the topic? If it's my game system, that gives me something to put down in my notes. Say, okay, I need to discover, or I need to figure out the answer to this. If it doesn't exist yet, I need to make a decision, and then we can talk about it later. I've done that a couple times already, like specifically with HP and how shields work. I was just like, well, I'm not entirely sure, but I in between season 1 and 2, I made the decision for how HP and shields work. So, really, just I think this applies to, again, anybody who runs a game. Don't get too caught up in the specifics. Even as a player, no one likes a rules lawyer. Legitimately, no one does. So, just agree that unless it's super egregious, just let the DM or the game master do their thing. Chat with them afterwards. Say, hey, I was wondering why it wouldn't be this because the rule book says this, and then go on from there. If you're playing with a good game master or a good DM, they're not going to want to like screw you for no reason. So I'd say, just communicate with your party, with your table, but ultimately just keep the pace of play going, because that's what people are there for, not to get super caught up in the specifics or the minutia of the rules. Kelsey was Helena of the Realm. I remember that. She was royalty. So really, that just leaves Dan's character, whose name I think was really long. Shocker. And you went by something like really short, like Kip or Sal or something like that. It seems like a Danny thing to do. You were a monk.
I remember the monk.
And then a bone dragon showed up and like dragged you to a different dimension because you were trying to summon something, and then a bone dragon showed up and was like, "Lol, I'm here," and then took you into Mordenkainen's room or something like that. Wow. So, anywho, it's 3:55 or 3:57. We're not going to like cut off right now, but I just again want to say thank you guys for being patrons. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the show, for telling your friends about the show. The best way that any podcast or any like piece of art that gets consumed, the best way any of that is discovered is by word of mouth, kind of the grassroots style movement. And so I appreciate you guys going out there and spreading the word, telling your friends to listen to the show. And you might not think that it does a lot, but I promise you it does. So seriously appreciate you guys just being passionate fans and sharing that passion with the people around you, and then turning that into a community. I see 15 people are here, which is awesome. That's 15 people who we all get to know a little bit better and get to kind of have a little bit closer look into your guys' life, or you get to see a little bit closer into our lives and make that connection, which is just, I think that's great. So thank you guys for being a part of this. I know we say it at the end of every episode, but you're the reason why we make this show, and your support is what allows us to make it as good as possible. So thank you guys. Couple last minute questions that came in. This from Alex. Question: will you do one shots in the Arrowhead Galaxy? I would like to. Because I think there's a lot of stories that could be told in the Arrowhead Galaxy. But specifically for the Halloween one, I didn't want to make something in Volume 2 for the Halloween episode that would be breaking the storyline that we're in right now. My goal was to have a natural transition from the story they're in into like a Halloween themed like antic adventure, and then continue the story. But it just didn't work out. We spent more time on Vox Tour than I expected. So the decision was made to make it a Volume 1 Brannis themed adventure, just for simplicity and for keeping the lines separated between the two stories. So I would like to do a Volume 2 one-shots for sure. Okay. Eli Luther.
I remember.
Eli Luther. That's not a long name.
No.
I don't remember that at all.
Is it like Martin Luther and Eli Whitney? I don't know.
I kind of feel like when that one shot was over, as I played that character, I liked him less and less.
Us too.
And there were characters There were characters in my app that if I didn't like them, I deleted them as soon as I was done using them.
It's like, no, this ain't it, Chief. It's gonna drag you away. Okay, thank you, Alyssa, for tracking that down for us. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out, for submitting your questions. Oh boy. My name was Zaramir Telfax. I think it was Telfanks or Thax, but yeah, I went by Terrence. His idol was Stefan Siegel because that guy was loosely based on Steven Seagal, and he wanted to be an actor. So, anywho, bye guys. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you very much. See you in October. Have a good rest of your week. My mouse isn't working. This is awkward.